Exactly what I've been saying. I don't know how to say this, but I'm going to say it as I've seen it, how I put it together in my head, what I've come to the conclusion on my own, and now I'm seeing it and people putting it together as well. I'm like, yes, come on. I'm going to wait for a few more people to get in. The people who I have been talking to behind the scenes will know that I've just said this. I don't know, this is going to come out. I don't know which way round I'm going to do it, but this is serious. It's a positive thing. Hi, Kyle. It's a positive thing. It's not going to sound like a positive thing, but it is. But this is where I've been saying for ages, you need to get in some sort of mental state. By whatever means calms you down. And I'm just getting sent a lot of stuff now. I'm going to even get hot saying it. Just let me go and get another top. I'm getting too warm. Like I said, this is serious. And people know behind the scenes what I've been saying about this, and it's all making sense now. I'm going to go through my thoughts and perceptions on what's going on with the bog-rolliitis. We all know what that is, so just give me 1 minute. Now, this card comes into play. See, I can feel all the energy now. I'm a bit jittery. I've been jittery this morning, a bit like narky. I had a stomachache this morning and felt a bit sick. Because it's the energy I can feel. Not in a bad way, just I can feel it. I can feel it now. Like I say, I don't normally talk like this. I don't know how it's going to come out. It's going to trigger some people, but it's not that I don't care. I'm not in the mood for sitting on the fence with stuff. This, that and the other. I'm saying it as I think it is, and a lot of people are going to start seeing this. I'm not saying it's going to be exactly like this, but you are going to start seeing what's about to happen. And this is where I said, hi, you need a positive mindset, because even though it's going to look really bad, and I mean bad, there's light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm just going to, I don't even know how to start it. So I was going to start it with something else because the Fool card in the tarot deck, 0 point. We are all going to 0 point. The Fool is like on a journey. Everyone thinks we were the fools. We were the ones that everyone laughed at. We're the stupid ones. We're the mad ones. Ha ha ha. Look at you. You believe in Q. You believe in this. You think there's a satanical world out there. Blah, 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 blah. All that. Well, they also thought Trump was a fool. A lot of people think he's a puppet as well, but he's not a fool. But it's not what the Fool card stands for. It's a journey that we all go on. Is a fool. The Fool card, and it's also, I'll just bring it on Google what it means. New beginnings and belief in yourself, also belief in the universe. But I'm just going to read it out because it all makes sense because it is April Fool's Day today. But it's fool. It's the last laugh we're having. I think they've had April Fool's Day. They've laughed at us for a long time, pulling the wool over our eyes. Well, it's about flipping it now, isn't it? Because we're going to have the last laugh. So, the Fool card. The Fool, or the Jester, is one of the 78 cards in a tarot deck. In the occult tarot, it is one of the 22 major arcana. Depiction. The Fool is usually depicted as a beggar or a vagabond. He wears ragged clothes and stockings without shoes and carries a stick on his back because he's going on a journey, the hero's journey that we all go on. Meaning, the Fool represents new beginnings. Well, new beginnings are coming over Easter, but there's going to be a lot of trauma before. Having faith in the future, being inexperienced, not knowing what to expect, having beginner's luck, improvisation, and believing in the universe. Because when you go on the hero's journey, it is a little bit like that, and it's inexperienced, not knowing what to expect. Because when you go on that sort of journey and believing in yourself and the universe, you just sort of follow yourself. And it can seem quite scary sometimes. It's beginnings, spontaneity, originality, innocence, and a leap of faith. Now, I've always said everything that I'm into at the minute with Q and the spiritual side of things, because I mean, that is not disconnected. It's been connected, and people will be going there, especially after what they're going to start seeing, is that's what they try to disconnect us from. And I've said this, and I've said it and said it before. Now, got a tummy ache again, and funny enough, I pulled the card out with the tummy ache thing in it, which are in here, which I'll show you, that I pulled out this morning. This is serious, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, like Trump said. I'm going to go into all that in a minute. I don't know if I'm going to get everything muddled up, but it doesn't really matter. So to me, the Fool card is, they played us all for fools. Well, guess what? April Fool's on them. Because the thing is, with the virus that's been going around now, I've been saying for ages, I've not fed into it. I didn't really want to talk about it much because a lot of us know that, whatever they did, on the flip side verse of it is a cover-up for the media and the elites not knowing truly what was going on. Because Trump says things and people go, oh, he says this and then he says that. Yeah, because he doesn't want to give the whole game away, because there are people looking on the anons, on the chans and everything, and looking for the whole truth of what day this could be, when's it happening, especially elites, because they are getting arrested and they're all getting taken down. That triangle's being taken down of all time. The old guard's being taken down, and all the minions that go along with it, all the paedophiles, all the celebrities, all the people that are involved. And we mean celebrities not just in Hollywood, we mean footballers, basketball players, all them people you like, do you know what I mean? Not all of them. Hi John B, hi JP, hi Tapper, and whoever was up there, Ran and Carla and whoever might be listening. And all those people. So I've been saying to people in the background, like I talk to Tapper a lot, my dad, my sister, there's a few other people that I don't normally talk about on it, just privately. And I've been saying, my opinion on the whole virus thing is, obviously they wanted us on lockdown. Everyone's like, oh, lockdown. I was like, well, yeah. Q told us something big was coming. We knew something was coming. The storm is about to hit. That wasn't the storm with the virus. Everyone panicking about that. This lockdown, I knew, follow the white rabbit. The lockdown was to do with, obviously, if we're locked down, they're locked down. They couldn't move anywhere. These celebrities, these elites, the higher ups, they can't move about. So we all have to be in lockdown because they needed to not be moving about. Very revealing times, about to say what it is. So then we're going the whole thing of all these numbers aren't adding up with this virus and there's people that are, then we're all going to the hospitals, you know, people driving around going, well, the hospitals are quiet, they're empty, there's nothing going on, but they've got these makeshift like hospital places up everywhere, which a lot of people have seen. Now I kept saying, as you'll know, Tapper, my intuition's telling me, maybe, I'm just saying maybe, I'm not saying it's a complete honest God's truth, they have to keep the hospitals empty, because we all know it's a bit of a farce with the thing, you know, there's a big flu going about and no one can work that out for themselves or, you know, blow the nose or wipe the hands, which you would normally do. And it's like I said, I'm not taking the mick. I know people are dying, but people die every year of the flu. That's more like what they're reporting, but I'm not going into that because people will start moaning. What I'm saying is these makeshift little hospitals, little cubicle things, some people will think are FEMA, but FEMA as in the New World Order. No. I've been saying in my head, what if these are for the children and the women that have been trafficked and underground, because that's what's coming. They need somewhere to go to be treated. Yeah, I'll get that into a minute, what people have been saying on Twitter. This is what I was saying, and I've been shouting this out, and I tap behind the scenes saying, I think this is what it is. This is what it is. It's something to do with this. So anyway, I go to bed last night, I had this mad dream, because I was going to tell you about the spiritual stuff, but I'm not. Yeah, the hospitals. So anyway, I woke up and I've been feeling a bit off this morning. I was a bit narky and I thought, I feel a bit. And then I woke up to this stuff because I saw Trump talking, I think it was yesterday, saying something about 2 weeks of the nation's going to have a painful 2 weeks. And I thought, oh, it's coming. It's the kids, it's the rescues. I'm like, oh. And then, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel because though this is dark, dark to light, remember, dark to light. Now, if you don't know and you weren't onto Q or you're not onto Q, I couldn't give a toss if you're not onto Q right now. I'm not interested in people who don't want to research anything at all. The point is, they always said, we always knew what they were going for. Human rights abuse is at the bottom of the plan. And the whole thing was, it was with the kids. They stepped over the red line. They stepped over the line when they went after the kids. So a lot of us know there's been kids kept in underground bunkers, underground, I don't know, cities, places, because if you don't know and you think it's all airy-fairy, they have got machines that tunnel underground and they're all riddled all over the world. London, Manchester, they're up this way, everywhere. America especially, obviously, they're everywhere, if you don't know about that. So when people saying they're hearing noises going off in bunkers, this, that and the other, 500 million, I think it was, money it was given to the military to training to fight underground. Why would that be? It's not just because they're going after certain people down there or whatever's down there. They need to go down there to rescue the kids who've been trafficked, used as sex slaves, all this stuff that some of you might not have heard about, but you are going to hear about. And this is why I'm saying you have to get this ready, because that is what's happening. So the boats, Comfort and Mercy, the hospital boats. Now the news are going, oh yeah, it's because they're putting these on, you know, it's for the virus and all that. No, I reckon it's for the kids and the adult kids and the women, because they need to get them from the ports of where these tunnels are all over. And if you think about it, Q always said at the beginning, watch the water. Watch the water. We're going to see this, as me and Roxanne a while back reported on something. I think it was on the Really Woke show. I can't remember what we were doing it on, about these boats that were up near Alaska or somewhere, I can't exactly remember where, and kids were jumping off into the sea. Not that it didn't look like they wanted to be on the boats because it was the Red Cross, and we all know what the Red Cross is a part of. They looked like they were fearing for their lives. Now, fast forward to now, the Comforter hospital boats, they're not going for the people with the virus. They're getting these people out. It's the rescue. And this is going to be the 2 weeks of darkness. Now, we've all been speculating power cuts are going to go out. 10 days of darkness, that's what everyone's saying. We don't think it is that. Q never said 10 days of darkness. Q said darkest. Darkest. Darkest is a book. Darkest is a book. It says here on a Q post, 10 days of darkest. It says darkest here, not darkness. And if you want to know what that is, I'll go to a post right now and I'll tell you what it is. So, A lot of people have probably seen it, but I'm going through it for the people who don't, because I'm telling you, you have to get your mental mind state right, because the world's going to see this. The world is going to see, and this is what we've been preparing for. It wasn't prepare for, people running around getting toilet rolls out. It's prepare for this. This is what it was. Prepare your mind state. So let's go over to the first one. Was on Twitter, a thread. Now in this thread it says, is the reason they will not be able to walk down the street? In order to read this one, you will have to expand your thinking. And also pray. Now, there's a lot of mass prayer sessions going on this week, meditations. I'm going to be doing one for these kids and these people. Remember, this is about protecting our children. This is about saving America. It's not just about America, it's about saving the world, because this thing's been happening worldwide. But like I said, beacon the light. What follows in America follows everywhere else. Yeah, I've talked about the Passover, and I've talked about the different days, but I think it starts from now. They're not putting the exact date out, obviously, because they didn't want that side to know. But what I will say is, the strange secret tunnels under UC Berkeley, is it? Look at these. There's tunnels all over the world. There's tunnels meant to be under the palace as well, over here. Here's another picture. See on there. And then people are looking at like the tunnel systems that go under certain places. It says breaking boom. It says bog off. How do you smuggle children in and out of the country? Underground tunnels, unused subways, tunnels, shipping port, and Grand Central Station. See, that makes me feel sick, because I went to New York and I was in Grand Central Station, just sat there. And remember, I said I didn't like it in New York when I went, because I was just like, and Central Park. I'm going to show you about something about Central Park. That's how you smuggle them underground, not seen. Then there was the whole thing someone put in, the latest intel. A lot of people have seen this. I think I've put it out on my Facebook. I think I put it out on the community page. We need 100%. This is what I'm saying. The reason why you're on lockdown was so they went after them. The reason why you're in lockdown and have to stay in is they want you to stay in, even though we could go out in the sun last week. That was, sit in your garden. It's a bit daft not to go out in the sun. But the reason why they want you at home, I also believe, is because when this is televised properly, without the stupid media trying to put their sticky fingers all over it, because we're all going to know worldwide, they want you at home also. Not really then. It starts from now we'll be in, because you want to see this happen and you want your kids to be safe. I give my son a cuddle this morning with this news, because I thought, this is it. So I'll just read this out if anyone might not have heard it anyway. We need 100% of people indoors to see what the US military is going to broadcast. Now, this is what I said. It wasn't because they want you in, like, because of the virus. That was a load of baloney. They want you in. I've been saying this. They want you in, like when I talked about JFK. So everyone can see it, like where you were with 9/11. They don't want you distracted by the mainstream media. They don't, well, that'll be coming down anyway. They don't want you distracted by football and shitty programs and what's it called, entertainment people like football and people like that. That's why they took all that down, claiming there was a virus, because the flip side of it, of the virus, is they want you in to see what's happening, so the world sees. So there's no if nor buts about it, and people going, Q's not, this ain't real, they're not being, no, you're going to see it full right in front of your face. And this is why it's going to be quite traumatizing for people, and that's why Trump said it's going to be a very painful 2 weeks. Whether it comes out, which way it comes out in America first and it floods over here, we're going to see it. We're going to see it, because you know how fast the internet works. The internet isn't being taken down, I don't believe. It didn't say darkness, it says darkest, and I'll get to that in a minute. So we need 100% of the people indoors to see what the US military is going to broadcast on everyone's TV sets worldwide. It is going to be very painful, but we can no longer have people divided, because people are divided through this. This is why I won't stand on fence with nothing. And they have to wake up, and they're going to have to wake up abruptly. There's no like nicey about it. They're going to be basically the people who didn't. It's going to be hard enough for us lot who knew this was coming, because we don't know, we do know the extent of it, but not the full, like what we're going to see, what the kid, stuff like that. It's going to be traumatizing still for us, but we are going to be a little bit more in a better mindset than the people who didn't know about nothing, and they're going to wake up with like smashing a symbol over your head, like wakey wakey time, like what, we're here for them people, you know, because we were getting prepared for this for the near enough 3 years that Q's been in this, was preparing us for this. Many other things going on, yeah, all the arrests, yeah, the banking system, yeah, that's brilliant, but this was the most important thing, the kids being set free. Reminds me of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the film, when the kids are set free underground and they're all running out from the child snatcher. Do you know what I mean? So can you imagine people? So they're going to need ventilators, aren't they, and breathing equipment, because when they find out, a lot of people's cognitive dissonance and trying to understand what they're seeing, they're not going to get it. These people are so asleep. So it says, we need 100% of the people indoors to see what the US military is going to broadcast on everybody's TV sets worldwide. The world is watching. Remember, the world is watching. Will be made public soon. It's easy to read the Q post sometimes. It's going to be very painful, but we can no longer have people divided. Around Sunday, Monday, POTUS will tweet, my fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. We will go to full global martial law. He will most likely be on, he will be on his plane out of the way, when he sends out 7 presidential messages to everybody's phones and TV sets worldwide on the emergency broadcast system, is what I said about JFK. That's what they did when he got assassinated. This is what I was saying to people. I'm not saying this is God's honest truth, but this is what was going on in my head, because a lot of the people don't know that a lot of the Q posters do with the Kennedys and the whole story behind that with the secret societies, which is what these are a part of. So from there, all global militaries, US military will be shut down. Via US military will be shut down. Will shut down all media, internet, phones, and all TV programming. Emergency services will still have theirs. So you don't know about that, because like Dun Dun Dies Darkness, and I don't know where this came from. But anyway, there will be 10 days of 3 times 8 hour sessions of video confessions, military tribunals, lots of evidence for the scandals listed in the Storm article. While this is happening, they will be removing governments worldwide and making global arrests, which they're already doing anyway. But this, basically, this is going to be seen, and then it's the whole thing of, you know, the making the global arrests. Don't get triggered by that. 500,000 indictments, and then I can never say this right, the Gears and Nasa thing will be activated, which will be the full rewiring of planet Earth, or I'll say realm Earth, because that's coming with Nikola Tesla energy, free energy. There's so much good stuff coming at the, you know, light at the end of the tunnel, with all that beautiful stuff and things to do with taxes and all that. But the main biggest thing, because that's the beautiful stuff, but the main biggest thing that's very important now is to get your mindset ready for the children, because this is it. And I'm just going to go with the flow. So I'm not really looking at what everyone's saying, because I'm following this thread. Now, my fingers are tingling. Energy, I see, my fingers are tingling. Right, so going back to the 10 days of darkness, it says on the Q, it didn't say darkness, it said game theory. This was Sunday, November, it says 05, 2017. Game theory, define. Why is this relevant? Moves and counter moves, because remember, it's like a game of chess. Who is the enemy? False flags. Shooter identification, shooter history, shooter background, shooter families, MS-13. This was all like the false flags and false shootings and all that. Family, hostage, force, narrative, race, background. Why is this relevant? Flynn. What is Flynn's background? What was his rank? Was he involved in intel ops? What access? Special pride, says pride, that means private. Why is this relevant? Setup. Who wins? Who becomes exposed? Who knows where the bodies are buried? The bodies. Who was part of MI during BO term? Who was fired during BO term MI? That's Barack Obama. Why is this relevant? Reread complete Crumb graphic. Confirmed. I don't know if it says good because it's got a writing over it. Painting the picture. Disinformation exists and is necessary. 10 days of dark. It doesn't say darkness. It says darkest. Darkest. So what darkest is a book called 3 days. So it's 3 days. 3 days of darkest, which is here. This one. See the little teddy on the floor? And apparently it's a book about John Stager. John. I mean, that's hilarious, isn't it? John. John Stager must fight his way through the city to save a 5-year-old Susan Riddle during 3 days where hell reigns on earth. Well, right there in it, right in front of your face. It's all about saving the children. These boats are going to the ports where these tunnels are. What's this one? Then they've got someone's going on about NYC is huge in Nexium. You know, all this stuff. This is why it just goes on and on. It goes on and on and on. There's another one. So dark to light, naval ships, Comfort and Mercy. They're rescuing. You've got Amazing Polly doing some good stuff. There's another one. A trusted friend just sent me this. Are you ready to listen to this? This is a nurse in Central Park. Are you ready? This is where it's going to get people, especially the people who have not got a clue what's coming or didn't really know how big it was. And, you know, people are putting, I'm sobbing, I'm so upset, I pray for the children. Because this is a serious part of it all. Even though we're doing our best to keep upbeat, and we will do, and I still will be doing, but I need to get the important stuff out that is serious in the 3D world, in the 3D. So, let me just find it. So, here's Trump bringing the hammer down of justice, Captain America.
Yeah, so it's a friend of my mom's. She's a nurse. She's 69 years old. She volunteered through Good Samaritan, and they sent her from North Carolina up to New York City. So apparently, she is working in a MASH type unit in Central Park. And I don't know what all the details of what she told my mom. I don't know if it's more than what I've already told you, but she just said the thing with the kids, it's real, and I have to tell you, it's horrible. So horrible. And she said, please, everybody be praying for those children and for the medical people that are taking care of all this. So, but it's in Central Park as far as I know, and these tunnels from the maps that I...
Dude, I know somebody personally whose girlfriend is a nurse and knows other nurses, and she's in contact with one of the nurses at Central Park, and they say they're just rescuing kids that are severely screwed up, like they were sex slaves from birth kind of situation. Some of them are deformed. But she's 100% sure that she trusts her friend, and I know her personally, so it's not like fourth-hand information. It is second-hand, but she says the rescue operation has begun, and that's maybe probably what the ships are for.
That's what I believe the ships are for. That's what I've been saying they're for. I said at first, I was like, there could be a prison because they're quite big. A lot of people that could get on. Then it was like when Trump started talking about the respirators and this, that, and the other, it's like, that's what it looks like in the news, 17 in the house, high Q. It was like, it's a hospital boat and it's called Mercy and Comfort into them. So, see, my energy's like this, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but it's dark to light. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible for us that knew there was something coming. But this is what people need to get prepared for. So why people have been going on about the virus is what I've been saying. It's a distraction for what's going on now. These places aren't going up because we're going in them, or that it's for the people who are going to end up ill when they find this news out. Hi, Scott Ferguson. So, you know, it makes more sense to me every day now. When you listen to what Trump said, which I've been saying, what he's been saying, When he said, actually, it's on here somewhere. Oh, and then, you know, me and Rox did say ages ago, this is why we talk out. This, yeah. We haven't started the drops. We haven't started the drops. Human trafficking sacrifices yet. The worst is yet to come. This is it. These are all in like brackets. Those good who know cannot sleep. Those good who know cannot find peace. Those good who know will not rest until, because this is what it's all about. This is why we've never shut up on our platforms. Everybody who's on this, however you got on it, whatever. Nobody can possibly imagine the pure evil and corruption out there. Now, some of us who know we've been following certain stuff, we you know, we've heard the stories, and there's probably more, and we know it's pure evil, and it's not what we would class as what a human being would do. So yeah. And I just think, I'll get upset. These kids who are getting rescued, I mean, you just think of a child being in the dark. This is what dark to light. Some of these kids have probably never even seen the sun, probably never even felt the sun on the face, probably don't even know there's a world that exists out the world that they were in, because of some of the kids were, you know, used as sex slaves, some of them used for adrenochrome. There's all sorts of mad things going on people don't think were real, and you're going to see this. This is what I believe is coming. Kids kept underground in cages. I know that's why a lot of people go on about the reptilian stuff and all that, because they just can't believe that they can be human. Because I just see it like, if you don't believe in that, think of like a reptilian brain of cold-blooded. They don't care. The cold-blooded, they have no empathy. That's why I feel a lot and can get dead touchy about things. Like, I'm feeling very that vibration now. It's upsetting, but I know there's good things coming. But you know, I'm a Pisces. I get very emotional. You don't have to be a Pisces to get very emotional. It's just, this is the serious side of it. But I'm going to be still here helping people get through this with a positive vibe, because no, I'm not getting upset. It's because this is what we've been all fighting for on different channels. And when, you know, when you've got kids and you think, my son came in my bedroom this morning to give me a cuddle, then kids need cuddles. What? Not that, it's just showing real emotion of, you know, when you think about the kids. I mean, I'm so glad they're being saved, but there's some that haven't. To not be able to learn to trust humans, because the humans or whatever's been doing the stuff to them, you'd probably just think that everybody's like that. And obviously we know there's not everybody like that. So all them people who slag Trump off and the Q movement for what I believe you're about to see, of what this man has done, not just him, it's an alliance, it's the Q team, it's also an alliance as well, and it's been going on since the 1950s to take this cabal down. And whatever you want to say, I'm not interested in people saying it's not this and it's not that and Q's a psyop. You need to go and take your head for a shit, basically. You're going to do soon. I'm really not interested in people like that. And that doesn't mean I'm hating on them people or I don't care. And they will come to it, and maybe they'll come to it abruptly. We're all there for you when you do come round to it. It's not saying we're not going to be like, oh my God, we've got open arms for you too, and we're going to help you understand what's going on. I do not sit on the fence with people like that, because people who are not researching or just sitting there believing the shitty mainstream media are soon going to find out, and it's not going to be nice. It wasn't nice when I found out. When I woke up to this, I got woke up by Q. It wasn't a bad thing. It took me into other stuff. It took me back to my spiritual side as well. Not that it ever gone anywhere. You just get a bit distracted in life. Yeah, because a lot of people say that they're in spiritual realms. Oh, you shouldn't let emotions get to you. Well, I say that because at the end of the day, I've always been like that. I've always let feelings get to me and felt a lot for other people and stuff. That's not a bad thing. It's just you don't reside in it. When I met Roxanne through the channels I met Roxanne through, we talked about this because, you know, Roxanne's into Q, and we said this is why we don't sleep. It was all for the kids. And we knew this day would come. And it is still going to be upsetting to us, even though we're more prepared than some people, because I feel sorry for the people who aren't prepared to none of this and don't know nothing. People are getting snifters of things, like my sister's woke up now and she knows what's coming, but it's still not going to be when we see it like, but it's going to be like it's going to be a dark to light. It's going to be sad. It's going to be very emotional, but it's going to be good because these kids are being saved and then they're going to be treated. And we all know they've got holistic practices out there and really good nurses and doctors and stuff, really good ones, proper ones who aren't injecting shit in them. And we know we've got technology that, we've got some good tech that they've been holding back for years, and it will help them. And then they're going to be in a safe, loving environment, and they're going to have to, be reprogrammed back into a new system, thank God, a new system, to help them heal. Remember when I said I had a dream about the healing thing and I saw Earth as a bright star, bright white light, and then I get all these orbs in that are bright white light? That's why I know on the other side of things there's a lot of healing coming in, and bright white light, which I believe is from, people can laugh, I don't really care, it's what I'm experiencing, from Source. That is helping as well, because it wants us to break free from this sort of 3D system that we all have been in, which is this system's going down. Call it what you want, the Matrix, call it what you want, the old guard, whatever you want to call it, that's what it is. So as sad as it's going to be, and as sad as we're going to see friends and family be really upset about this, it is a beautiful thing, because at least we know now, this is what I believe we're seeing. I have no doubt in my heart, not in my mind, in my heart, that this is what's happening. And that's why I was trying to say to everyone, be calm. This virus is not what they're saying it is. It's a cover-up to stop people moving about so they can get these people. And then people don't get Trump when he's talking, because when he's talking about the boats and the ventilators, and he was talking about generator, which we all know free energy is coming and all that good stuff. Like, there's a lot of really good stuff coming that's going to be trickling out this, after this. But everyone has to see the dark to see the light. It's like a Kundalini awakening, but an awakening for the sleeping people. The beautiful thing about this lockdown is, people are being creative, people are singing, people are doing things they didn't before. The world has slowed right down, because the world needed to slow down to see what's going on now. If this was going on, and it's a silent war as well, if this was going on while people were at work and the usual thing was going on, people are going to take no notice. They're not going to sit down and take the time to look at what's going on, because they're going to go, I want to go football, I'm switching the TV off, I'm not listening to that. If it's going out everywhere on devices, the whole world's going to see it. And that's why I said the other day on a few channels, and I said on Shane on Vice on the Fence channel a few weeks ago, I said on Roxy's channel the other day, I believe it's going to be like JFK, because the Kennedys are linked to every single Q drop near enough. And there's channels out there that won't talk about JFK. And I mean ones in America that I used to watch ages ago, and they won't touch it. And they never talked about JFK Jr. because they were so, I think they were more bothered about, and everyone knows what channel it was that I used to watch a few years ago, more bothered about being a news channel and not, putting it out just in case it was wrong and they lost a load of subscribers. I ain't bothered about losing subscribers. That's what it's not about. It's not about that. But they wouldn't touch it. And now it's making more sense than ever. And I've constantly gone on about JFK Jr. and the Kennedys. And, people will say, they just want you to think that. They want you to get upset because it's that cause and effect thing, because they want you all in hope and happiness. And then they want you all like, oh, Q's a saviour, Trump's a saviour. It's nothing to do with it. That was just a tool to get us in, to break the system down. So we could actually free Liberation Earth, I keep calling it. Liberation to the children, liberation to the people all around the world, and liberation Gaia, Earth, whatever you want to say. And I actually think there's more things going on behind the scenes with Space Force, more than people know. Not what NASA say, but more than people know. It's a spiritual comeback of our higher selves as well, which people will get onto after all this, because that's where your heart's going to go in the end. That's why there's a lot of us ready on that side with that stuff. I keep getting tingles in the fingers again. I don't know if you saw the orbs yesterday coming out my fingers. You can see the sparks, because it's a bit like God's spark. It's our energy. This is why I said start bringing in that energy. This is gonna, it's not gonna be nice, but like I keep saying, we need to see the dark to see the light. It has to be done. It is a Kundalini waking up for the world, really, for all these people who haven't had a sort of awakening. It's a bit of a massive smack over the head for them. I feel sorry for the people who are just going to come to an end abruptly, but it has to happen. It has to happen. You know, even people on the spiritual sides of stuff I watch, they know this has got to happen. They know about Q, they know about Trump, the real ones who know, you know, we were not dissing him, even though this is just 3D, there's more things going on. But in this 3D plane of what's going on right now with the children, I feel like, honestly, I can't sit still. I'm like, what can I do now just to get me, you know, I don't know. Because it's just going to start trickling out. We're not given certain days. Yes, there's the Easter thing that I said the other day, because there's Passover, which I think is a Passover of energy, you know, of everything now, because the old guards, you know, Passover. Then you've got resurrection. I like resurrection, like rebirth. This is what we're all going to. This is what this card stands for. 0 point, people. Back to 0 point, and we start again with a rebirth. Everyone thought we were foolish. Everyone thought we were mad. Everyone thought we were stupid, didn't they? Oh, just a conspiracy theorist. Yeah. This is the hero's journey. The fool isn't the fool, though, is it? It's a bit like the Joker, the film, when you watch that and understand what he went through and why he did what he did in the end. The fool, but the fool isn't the fool. They're going to have egg on the face, and we're going to have the last laugh on them. But I think there's a bit more. There's loads more stuff, but it's going to be heartbreaking. The world will break, but then it'll refix itself. And then there's going to be more compassion for these children. That's why the other day when I did I was sat there doing the energy work on the meditating cushion, and I went like this. I don't know if you noticed, as soon as I went like that into prayer mode, intentions, whatever you want to say, is more came in. They're doing mass meditations around the world and prayer. That's why Trump's prayed on every day. That's why they say he's insulated and not protected, because it's an insulation within you when you bring that in. Also, we saw Robes on his channel. I saw Robes, Tab saw Robes, I know a few saw. I saw that pure white light, the pure white light source light. Yeah, the Bible Passover was, and the angel of death passed over, which I would say is the death of this world. You know, some people will say it's the end of the world as we know it, and I'll go, no, it's the end of the world as they know it. But yes, it is the end of the world as we know it, as we've always known it. This fake reality that they've been giving us. That's what it is. Both ways is the same thing. Fourth mass meditation Stargate are opening. Exactly. People who are not into that can, you know, go, what? I know exactly what you're talking about. Maria, is that you off? Is that the Maria off Instagram? Because I always get confused. I think it is it? That's always been our main concern, was the children. Yeah, and that's what Q, one of the biggest things to all the naysayers out there, if you don't know, Q always said they were going for the children, as in they stepped over the line when they went for our kids, and that's worldwide. It's not just America. It's just America started it to help everywhere else. That's why they've been setting all the countries free from regimes and all these people, because they are all paedophilics, and they're just disgusting people. But to set us free, you need to see the truth. And some people can say, why do we have to know this? Why would the creator do this? Well, you have to have tough love sometimes. That's why I can get a bit thingy bolshy sometimes, because sometimes it's not about being soft. I can be like that, but I can be quite bolshy in the fact that, you know, sometimes it's tough love, and tough love is needed sometimes. Some people just have to be shown something. It has to be quite abrupt. Yes, it will break them down. And this is why I think the makeshift hospitals are going up, and tents and stuff, because people might have to take this. If I didn't know what I knew, and I was waking up abruptly now, and this is still going to be upsetting for me anyway, I would probably have to go and check myself into hospital. Can you imagine the people? Is that 3:45 today in the morning? Is that like America? Is that today? And I keep hearing. I need to tell my sister, because I will be getting up doing it. I did it yesterday, and I did it the other day, and I did some yoga today, some morning yoga for about 10 minutes just to calm myself down, because I could feel this funniness going on. Yeah, then it is you, isn't it? Yeah. So death of the evil. Yeah, and there's going to be executions. And there's going to be all sorts. It's going to be that big. It's like Trump said, if you're really, really listening to Trump and you know how to listen to him, Let's listen to him actually. You know, I get upset, but I'm happily upset at the same time. But this is what pushed me and certain people to do this. You know, to talk out, and I've never shut up about anything, and I'll just say it. I say it how I feel it. I'm not saying I'm right on everything, but I know there's definitely something going on like that, and the boats make sense to be getting these children because there's thousands of children and you know young adults, women involved. You know, so I'm just trying to find this. Me too, Dolly. I nearly did 15 years. I know. You know what I mean? You think about how you felt when you woke up. I mean, I had a breakdown for 2 weeks. I was walking around like a zombie. My mum thought someone had died because I couldn't stop crying. This was what Conal Mayfield said is all about currently on Marine Ops sting, but he's involved in setting up recovery places worldwide for children. This is what I mean. So when people sit there going, "Oh, they've got all these places up for like, you know," but now we're seeing people film in the hospitals. They're not that busy, and there's all these makeshift, and people going, "Oh yeah, it's FEMA for the New World Order." No, it's not. Think about it, people. 6 hours behind for us. I'm just trying to find. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, and then you've got the whole coronavirus testing effort hampered by kits contaminated with COVID-19 lab that was acquired by the company that sent it was funded by Bill and Melinda Gates. Well, we know they're going down. We know they're going down. We know Bill Gates, you'll see him. We know that. Most of us know that. Right, is it this one? Oh, this is about Pelosi. What's she doing? Trump warned America about the coronavirus in the speech that Pelosi tore up. Let's have a listen. February the 4th.
Working closely together. Protecting Americans' health also means fighting infectious diseases. We are coordinating with the Chinese government and working closely together on the coronavirus outbreak in China. My administration will take all necessary steps to safeguard our citizens from this threat.
So a lot of us knew this was coming, and this is why when the virus came out, I was just like, well, we know this is part of the plan, you know, as in the flip side of it. And then, where's the other one? I'm trying to find. Also, Fox News. Was it Fox News? Yeah, Fox News. Doctor giving interview on Fox. Look what he's got in the background. He's got a book in the background here. I'll show you a bigger picture. Can I show you? And this was it. False alarm. This is how they message. False alarm. The truth about the epidemic of fear. Now, I've been telling people all this 5G virus thing is all fear-mongering. All of it's fear-mongering. The 5G isn't even supposed to be, I'm not saying this is true, not even supposed to be that thingy. If people listen to what Trump's saying, he said about 5G age ago and then said 6G, they know about it. So if it can be flipped to bad energy or frequencies, which I believe would affect people more in a low vibrating frequency because people don't know about putting their sort of shield up of energy that protects them, your own aura, they know about that. So it can be flipped or switched off. And then people are going on about, I'm just putting it out there out my head. I'm not saying this is true. Oh yeah, but there's loads of poles going up and all these things that look like 5G. I'm thinking they also look like points of energy points like Tesla. You know, the free energy that's coming, that should have always been. Just putting that out there. I'm not saying that's a God's honest truth. I'm just putting it out there for what I've been getting in my head. And a meditation that they had the other day that I've written down somewhere, which I'll try and find at the end of this, that I saw in a meditation. I am trying to find, let me see if I can find it. So here, the army is spending $500 million to train soldiers to fight underground. We knew about that a while back. Why are they fighting underground? Then we had yeah, this listen carefully. Now, I saw this straight away when I heard it. When I heard pain and 2 weeks. Listen, it's going to be a very painful 2 weeks, especially at night when you see the deaths. But listen.
After having studied it so, I want every American to be prepared for the hard days that lie ahead. We're going to go through a very tough 2 weeks. And then hopefully, as the experts are predicting, as I think a lot of us are predicting after having studied it so hard, we're going to start seeing some real light at the end of the tunnel. But this is going to be a very painful, very, very painful 2 weeks. When you look and see at night the kind of death that's been caused by this invisible enemy, it's incredible. I was watching last night. I want every American to be prepared for the hard days that lie ahead.
And then, I can't remember if this had a thread on it with... There's a nice picture. The little particles of light. For good and for God and for country and humanity. There was something else. There was a picture of, I can't remember whose name was, he was stood in a tunnel. Who's this? I'm trying to find a thread of something else and I can't find it. Who's that? We've got We're in it together, where we go one, we go all, worldwide. Oh, there's me there. Something I'm trying to find. Let me see if I can find it. We've got the Tom Hanks thing, because that isn't really him that we're seeing in Australia. You can tell by the ears. By gum. Right, X22 report on Twitter. Yeah, James Comey was in the... walking... Yeah, exactly. Right, said, pure evil is about to be exposed to the world. Pure evil. Think logically. Now, this is what I was saying. And Tappy, you know I was saying this behind the scenes because I kept going, you know what I think before? About the hospitals and the different things and all that. So, think logically. Why are the hospitals being prepped? Why do we need ventilators? Listen to this, because this is what I've been saying it was for. We got told off cue of this ages ago. Why are Mercy and Comfort in ports? Why has the censorship been removed from, and then in brackets, G, Google? How do you bring the country together? Children. How do you bring the world together? Children. And then someone put underneath it, POTUS has been gently, because they have, and Q, preparing us for the trauma we are all about to face. We're all going to face it together. It's going to be some new trauma for me. And I've said this to people. I just said to someone today, I said to my sister, how do you get the world sat down, getting ready to watch? They all think they're running around with the virus and, oh, yeah, they're sitting there, oh, we've got to stay in. Yeah. How do you get the world watching? You know, when the world turns, they're watching. Like you said, the world will be watching. Getting everything prepped like the hospitals because of the preparation of the trauma we're all going to face. We're going to need this. Some people are. But also, how do you get the world, bring the world together? Because it's not just me in America, this is all over, so it will bring the world together. Children. No one can watch this and go, I'm not bothered. Or I'd rather go and do something else. This is why they wanted all the distractions out the way with entertainment, football, concerts, all that. I'm making sure you're at home safe anyway with your kids. Why would you not be wanting it with your kids when you see this? You've got your children at home with you nice and safe. Not what's been happening to these kids, is it? So this is what I've been saying. We're all in worldwide on a lockdown, getting prepared. for about what's to come. And this is why I say, yeah, maybe that's why we needed a load of tissue paper, because there's going to be lots of people very upset, you know. But what I'm going to say on this channel is I'm just going to be here, as usual, pumping the vibes out and being a sanctuary. Maybe that's what I'll call it from now. Dolly's Sanctuary, where we just come and chat if there's anyone, you know, and what I do, like I said, to calm myself down, because I am calm. I got upset before, obviously, because anyone would if you, you know, if you're a living soul, even though we know there's more beyond this and there's beautiful things coming. But, like I said, we have to see the dark to come back here, come home, which is here. Heart. Anyone after this, when they've got the brain round it, which is going to take a long time. Oh, thank you, Catala. Which is going to take a while for people. We're going to have a new world and a new way and a new way of doing things. You know, like the schools are out. I'm glad the schools are out. They're not being brainwashed. When they go back to school, if they do, or whatever, it might be a more holistic approach. These kids have got to be trained up. How do we know if half of these kids can speak or whatever? I don't know. You know, a lot of holistic stuff for them. But I just feel so, I feel upset in a sense, but so happy that the kids that are getting saved, you know, because there's a lot that haven't, that get a new start, even though it's going to be very scary for them coming into a world where they've been in the dark, literally, and they can start having the healing. And realise that not everyone's bad, and you know, the world that they thought they were in was a very dark place. That's what I'm looking forward to. Even though we're going to see the crap. And I think this whole thing with meditating is to hold your own space, because you're going to see a lot of people getting upset. You are going, I mean, not upset, you're going to see craziness. I mean, think about it. That's why the military would have to be about, because people will riot. People will want to riot. They'll want to kick off. I'm feeling very tetchy today. I said if I had a punch bag here now, I'd be punching it just to get that. I'm not going to go out in the street and do anything. That's what, we don't need all that. It's just how we go forth with healing these children and healing people around you, friends, family, that, you know, I've been telling one of my best friends, you know, this might be happening and that might, just so you know, because it's not nice, and I'm just letting you know, like all of us are dropping we've been dropping seeds for ages, but I just needed to come on here and air it, basically, because things are better out than in, because then it goes in your system and it doesn't do any good for you. But like I said, a lot of people who came to the truth whenever you came to it would have had a mini breakdown anyway, because that's what most people do, and that's why I say most people come to trauma through it. And as bad as it sounds, this world trauma is going to be for the best in the end anyway, because through world trauma, people will come to the true alignment of themselves and love, and they're going to want love. And I know this sounds hippy dippy lovey thingy, but it's true. They're going to want that for the world. They're going to want that for everybody, and children to be safe, and to go into this new way of living where we shouldn't be in fear all the time. You know, kids should be able to play out and be kids and not be in fear of bad people and what's happening and all these things that they do. And believe me, some of the things, if they disclose it or not or whatever, you find it out yourself, is absolutely diabolical. These, I call them beings because I don't know what they are. I can't say they're human or have a human soul, because I have no words. Some people say they came here to play the game of the dark. I can see that as well. I can see it from a lot of different perspectives. If they came here, they chose here to play the dark, to wake the people up for ascension, if you're on that whole ascension thing, which I am. But I'm not that's not a serious thing, because I do believe it is. But the 3D side of it, of this, you know, it's very serious. And this is why people on the other side, who I'd say people would see as spiritual, though you all are, they've been getting in them zones of space, them zones of peace, ready for this, ready to know that they're going to help the people who are going to find it really difficult. Because it's not just going to be a thing you find out about in 2 weeks and then you're going to be like, yeah, I'm over that. Doesn't work like that. You're going to have to go through your whole system, because it might bring things up of people's past, people's abuse that they have in the past that they may have buried. All that's going to be brought up inside yourself. But it's a good thing, because all that stuff, as I keep saying, you've got to release to go in this new way of living. We're getting rid of all that we don't need, but it's going to help all in the end. Yeah, Fallen Angelica, that's who they are. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I don't know what you're all thinking in chat, because I've not been looking, because I didn't want to get distracted. There's probably loads more I was meant to say and I can't remember. I'm just going to look at my notes. You know, my notes that I make that I never bloody read. But yeah, comfort and mercy. Comfort and mercy, rescue boats, I personally think. This is personally just what I think. You've got the underground, obviously the training for that, 500 million, you know, for that. We've got the arrest coming. Yeah, that's all good and dandy, but this was the most important thing. This is the... Like we say, we don't know how it's coming out or what day. We know the Easter, there's markers, but there's only markers because they don't put it out fully, because that side is still looking anyway. There was I'll tell you what, there was a video. Who was this Kate Spade's husband? You can tell what he's saying. They know they're going down because they're so freaked out they don't know where Tom Hanks is. I think we know where Tom Hanks is. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, what's this one? Oh yeah, pray for the National Guard. Hang on. Pray for the National Guard, as in, under certain conditions such as martial law, the National Guard, can work in coordination with the US Marine Corps. Well, we know Q's the Marines. Pray for our National Guard and Marines today. So I will be doing that. And I don't know if I can play the music, but I will play the video of the lovely... if you can see it. And you'll see the triangle thing in here, the, what's it called? Great guys. The good guys. Is it the stealth? I think it showed you stealth somewhere. A lot of mad machines in there, just saying. Tesla energy and stuff. It was in there somewhere, obviously you can't see it, but there was a... But the main big thing with all this as well is... Sorry, I'm just looking at something. The main big thing with this is to remember... is this, because when this comes out anyway, yes, there's going to people be traumatised. I mean, people could have heart attacks over this, I don't know. And, you know, Q did say at the beginning of this, people could end up in hospital. The biggest thing is to, I know it sounds a bit mad, but is to get on your journey with your energies. You're bringing positive vibes in, because when this starts to come out, it doesn't matter, like, how do I say this? Like, you're going to find all this news out, like a lot of us found it out, but it still got me in a positive vibe, even though I knew this was coming. We were getting prepared for this. So when this section of this bit goes on and the world's finding out, and it seems very doomy gloomy, you still need to have a good mindset, because then when that starts to die down, because it will, I mean, it's like 9/11, you know, we got past it, we will, and these children will be helped and all that good stuff. Then when we move forward into a new world and a new way, some people think we're not, but they can go down that timeline. You still need that mindset, because, yeah, look up energetic synthesis. I'm still watching them, and it makes total sense of everything I've been going through. How do you put it? I just feel a load of energy. That's how we move forward, with a positive onlook coming from within, because, you know, if you don't have that within you, and you're not starting to work on yourself, when this news drops, some people are going to retreat back into fear. Some people are going to go back into the dark. Some people are going to fear again. Some people are going to, you know, because it's not nice, and they're going to go back into that mode. But that isn't going to help you to push forward for the future, because, like I keep saying, we need to see this to move forward. So the only way, when that starts dying down a bit and good things are coming and them kids are being healed, and we're seeing this and we're seeing that and we're seeing them things move forward with those children, which will be great news when we see all the beautiful side of what happens after these rescues, is this is how we move forward, with a positive mindset to take it in to the future, with future generations of, you know, how we ascend in consciousness, how we come away from all the fear, because this fear isn't going to be here anymore of the way in the 3D is the way they've been doing it, because this system's being taken down. The fear mongering for energy, they fear monger for food, believe it or not, and energy is a food. But when we get past this, because we will, we're still holding space, and we've still got to be in that positive vibe. We don't want to go back to fear. We don't want to go slumping down again, because it is an energy. It's a dark energy. It's just like I said, the film Wrinkle in Time. When the dark energy gets you, he's very strong. And in that film, when it said, like, oh, dark energy travels faster than light, it's so easy to get in the dark. I could go right down and go back down again. I never will. I can get upset and emotional, but I'm not going to hold it within, because it makes you will. There's a lot of people that are going to go, who will probably say, oh yeah, and they'll go right down, and they'll get taken down by the dark again, and they'll have to come back up, or they'll retreat, and they won't be able to handle it. So I'd say be careful when this does come out. That I remember, for example, when 9/11 happened, and we all know what happened there. We know it happened, but not the way, you know, blah 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 blah. But when that happens, I was constantly watching. I was, you know, we know. And I was upset, and I was crying, and I was like, oh my God. And then I kept like watching things, watching it, and then making myself ill and upset, and I couldn't sleep. That's what they want. And though this side will look like the same, because people say, no, that's what they want. No, you do have to see that. It's just about not holding it. And if you can't take a lot of it, like we said, it's about being aware. It's all about being aware. It's not about constantly having your head in it. And I will say this on this as well, is it is about being aware. We're aware this is happening. We're aware, you know, the kids are going to be rescued. We're aware what's coming. So when this does come, you can still be aware and have a look, because it will be a sad but great thing to see this. It's going to be painful to see, but it's a great thing. You know, it's too, because they're being rescued, thank God. But don't be too much in it. Don't be too depleting, you know, because it is going to get you upset. And like I said, that's where I think people might fall again a little bit, which is nothing wrong with that. But just be careful what you're doing when this comes out and how you deal with it. It's all about how you're going to react. There's a lot of people who, like I said, who are going to get slapped round the face with this and they didn't know nothing about nothing. And it's going to be how they react, probably violence, probably, I don't know. There could be deaths, there could be suicides, I don't know. But I know there's going to be suicides off that side. You can tell what's coming with that side. I did have a video and I can't remember, it was Kate Spade's husband, if you know her, who hung herself on a doorknob, going on about Tom Hanks and saying he'd get a gun out if he doesn't hear from him soon. And I thought, you're not going to hear from him soon and you're going down with them all anyway. So yeah, and I would hate to be them people right now sat in the dark, not knowing when they're going to come and knock at your door and all that sort of stuff. So there's great things coming with that side going down. There's painful, heartbreaking things coming. But like I say, to me, it's like a Kundalini awakening of the world that is well needed. Some people might think that's not the right way, but at the end of the day, it will be their choice to come through it, how they come through it. And then in the end, you do come to that higher self point, and this is where we move forward in a new way with the world will never be the same after this. The world will never be the same. Yes, Maria, look up what Maria's put in there. It's a great glossary of mind-blowing stuff if you're into ascension stuff. Some people believe it, some people don't. That's fine. I personally do myself. I will be talking about more of this in the very, very near future because obviously I'm experiencing certain things. Number 7's in the house. But yeah, we were prepared for this. And just coming out of that for a bit, because you're going to see a lot of people reporting on it. You know, everyone's that's reporting on certain stuff is going to be reporting about this and what they think. And then obviously when it all comes out, everyone's going to report and it's going to be televised and all that. So just get prepared because you know, I'm going to be on here talking, you know, trying to help people, whatever, I don't know, whatever happens, I'll be here. But going on about, I'm trying to find the piece of paper that I had when I had what was it in here? I had a meditation the other day, and it's something to do with someone's channel, so that matched up with the morning dream I had as well. But just let me check, because it's the pictures in my book. You know, and I'm going to slightly go off subject because I don't want to be all doom and gloom, even though, you know, the dark, it's going to be seen, but breathe. Like I said, there's light at the end of the tunnel, so that's a good thing. You know, there's good things coming. We have to see it, but there's good things coming. I'd rather get them saved than not saved. It's just going to be the state of what we're going to see. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think anyway. Look at the people who have led their lives being guided by the Pope. I know, this is the thing, Mary, this is why in a sense it is a spiritual awakening. I don't care what anyone says, it is a spiritual war. It's been a silent war, because when they get past all that, there's that thing of a lot of people in man-made religions and certain things, I'm not slagging that off, I'm just saying the people who have blindly, it's not their fault, followed people like the Pope that's in. This war is between, let's say, the black Pope and the white Pope. He is not the white Pope. He is not a Pope of true source. We know he's not. We know he's not. Because someone put a picture up of them, Darth Vader, and he's supposed to be fighting off, and I thought, he's not that side, though. We all know that. And I do believe way back, it wasn't, you know, if there was, well, it's a checkerboard floor thing again here. He's not from God. Thank God the world won't ever be the same. I know the world won't ever be the same. Some people might think, oh my God, what do you mean? Like, it's like, thank God the world won't ever be the same. Still some naysayers out there who, you know, reckon this and that, but why would you want it to be? Even though people might think, oh, my life was all right, but you didn't know what was going on. Yeah, Kate Spade's husband was in the house when she supposedly, I know, and hung herself on a red scarf, Hillary Clinton. But this is what I mean. People are there's so many different layers and levels of how people are going to have to relook at themselves. And this is where I say the spiritual thing comes in, because they're going to have to go within, because there's people who have followed people like that, people who have bowed down to celebrities when they're going to have, see, this thing is, the kids is one of the main things that's going to upset a lot of people, because that's the one thing that's going to wake people up. And then all the people that are involved, celebrities, football stars, you name it, whoever, you know, these entertainers, I'm not saying all of them, worshipping all these celebrities. Can you imagine? It's massive. And then people you may have worked for, you just don't know because it's massive. Certain corporations, certain, you know, the people don't know at the bottom. The people don't know at the bottom. There's people in the Masons that don't know what's going on at the top. Do you know what I mean? So you can't blame everyone. It's not everyone in the government and everyone in the army and everyone in the police. They're just at the lower levels. They don't know what goes on in the boardroom, if you get what I'm saying. So it's just mad. So it's not just like one thing. It's very multi-layered, all of it. it's bonkers. So yeah, I won't be on YouTube till after Easter. I'm having a break. Gonna get back into the studio recording. That's a good thing, Dave, because we're aware this is coming. I'm aware it's coming. I'm gonna look when it happens, obviously, because I want to see certain bits. But it's not. I'm not gonna have my head stuck in it constantly. I'm not gonna be, you know, going over like if we see the videos of the kids that I've like, because you'll know and you're aware. I just want to be on here, talk a little bit about it, because yes, we're being aware of what's happening, but it's the moving forward after that, because like I said, when people find out about all that, when that starts to I can't even say it, quieting down a bit, of things are getting done and it's not like a massive shock, that mind state is going to go on for a very long time. That's going to take a lot of people a very long time to get over. It could be even years. So that's where all the healing process goes on, with the way people are helping. It could be through YouTube, the way people are helping in the communities. You know, new medicines coming in is like more holistic. It's your choice to, you should be able to take what, you know, because I believe all that's coming in. All these new things that are coming in that are going to help, because it's people mind states after, you know, they can't just be left, oh yeah, this has happened then, but it does bring you back to heart, and it is going to bring you back to a more slower life. I think we're going to have a little bit more of that. I don't think the new way that's coming is going to be so fast paced as it was, because it was all consumerism, which was part of the triangle, those at the top that want you consuming, rushing around, work, repeat, eat, sleep, all that crap, because that's what they did. We've all got to work together to bring this new thing in, and I think in you know, that timeline's already here, we're on it. It's just like, you know, we're working in the now. But you know what I'm trying to say? I can't get my words out properly, but we'll be working towards that. And that's where you've got to keep things like the stuff that you love. No, I don't watch TV, but you will be watching TV when this comes out. Wherever they put it out, you'll be watching. I'll be watching because I want to be aware and I want to observe, but I'm not going to be thoroughly in it, you know, constantly going on and on about it, because that's going to drag you down a bit. I'll just be glad that, you know, what we said is happening, because I've, you know, 100% still believe in, you know, and what's beyond that, because there's more to it. It's very multidimensional, but that's for in the future, the very near future. I don't even know what to say, but yeah. So this is the picture that I can't find. Oh no, it's a. Let me just see what this says. No, I'm lying. I did have some notes and they freaking disappeared. So, where have they gone? Well, maybe I'll find it again and then I can read it another time. But anyway, I had a dream this morning, which made me laugh. That's probably why I was a bit like anti this morning. Like, and Finn woke me up in like nearer the end of it, but I remembered it, and it was something like I'd flooded somewhere, and a friend said, was that you that flooded that? But all I was thinking that, because you're thinking visions and analogies or whatever the word is, flooding, it's the flood of information that's coming, it's the flood that watch the water. And then I was putting Easter eggs in this locker, and there was people there, Easter, you know, because this is supposed to be happening now around Easter. I think something either funny or something big could happen today, because it's April Fool's Day. Flip it on them. Joke's on them now, innit? And the eggs were green inside, and someone said, oh, are the eggs green now? Which, no, don't tell anyone, it's a joke. But then there's the green, as in the red and green, as in what was shown on the White House, green, go, 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 go. It just reminded me of that. And then the eggs, Easter, and the rebirth, the significance with the egg rebirth, we're hatching out of this dark place that we've been in. You know, like I keep going about the butterfly, magenta pixie, mentioned that I think today. I'm always going on about the butterfly rebirth. That's what we're all doing. yeah, there was something else in the dream, can't remember. And then the other day I was doing a meditation with, I think it was a meditation off, I'll have to do it today, of Magic Star Healing and a 30-day meditation. And I'm going to do that after. And when I did the meditation, I think I said the other day, I saw the colours, blue, I always see electric blue, and then it was like a point, and then as if, like, I drew it somewhere, I'll have to draw it now, like a point, like a pillar, and then these colours were emanating out like, oh, it's in a book, hang on, I've just remembered because I showed it, it's in my, hang on, I've just remembered, now I've got to think where it is. Book. Oh, is it over there? Tripping up over me stuff. Right, this book. So, this is what, because this is what I'm like, I just write things down and then make sense of it after, because that's what you do with visions and meditations and stuff. So, here it is. I showed this on Instagram, that. So, this was, this was my meditation, what I saw. So, we were, meditation was a pillar of light, and it was emanating out like that, like, if we were a realm, it was over us, emanating out. And if anyone remembers Sean on Unbiased on the Fence, when I did the whole I always get it wrong, quantum healing, holistic healing thing, I kept going on about I was in this place where it was manifesting and we were pumping out positive energy to the universe, basically. I had a dream about 18 months ago that I was in hospital with an X-ray, and a nurse gave me a bag of giant eggs and asked me to eat them, but you couldn't because they were all green inside. Well, these were green, the eggs were green inside, but to me it meant go, go, go. But then again, green is earth. Green is your heart chakra as well, so it's like rebirth. The heart, we're going back to heart, so great minds think alike. So if we were a plane of existence here, it was emanating out that way, you know, over the plane, and like the sun, I don't know if you know, the sun's got a corona, the lights, and it's like a rainbow lights, and it was emanating out like that. So then I got these different colours in rainbow colours, and they were pumping all this. This is where I think of the orbs that have been coming in. I've had rainbow ones, I've had different colours. I don't know if you saw the other one the other day, got green, orange and white. And then it was hitting the consciousness. And then when I went to bed with where is it? Citrine. This was the other day when I had this. I went to bed with this and I put it near my bed, and then I woke up in the morning and put it under my pillow. And the reason why I went this is because it's yellow. It probably doesn't look yellow on here, and it reminds me of the sun, and it reminds me of joy, like the sun, like the warmth. So this is where I got this from in a meditation. But then I woke up to something on YouTube, Fifth World. If you remember the lovely Fifth World, was she put a post up of someone going on about the corona as in around the sun, and they're the rings. If you've ever seen them, I saw them last year, took pictures of them. I was like, oh my God, never seen that. Went to get a picture and I was like, oh my God, like, what is that? And loads of people are still talking about it now. And then the other day I saw the sun with blue, like this blue, like electrical blue in the middle of it. So I know something's going on. So I had that, which reminded me of the sun. Then people were matching up with talking about the sun that day. Prime disclosure, I had a big picture of the sun over Mayan pyramid. So I was like, there you go, soul fam. So I went to bed with the doing the crystal. Yeah, then I put Fifth World. She put something up with a community post going on about the sun, corona, rings, rainbow. Then in my meditation, I drew this out, and I've got to remember what I saw. When the light emanates out in a frequency, I saw us as we are the light, we are the pillars of light. And this is where my drawing came in a minute. We are the pillars of light in our sphere. We are the pillars of light, and we emanate this energy out, you know, with our aura or our Taurus field, whatever you want to call it. It can affect anyone around you. That's why you've got to keep pumping this positive vibe out, even though we know there's a lot of dark coming, but you have to be the light in the dark to get rid of the dark. So even though I'm going to see a lot of stuff personally. I'm going to be upset, but I'm still going to pump the light out. It helps everyone else and for them to be the light as well in the dark times, because it's going to be very dark. And then it says, when we all switch ourselves on, our cells within as well, the pillar of light, we all switch on and people start pinging on then. We emanate the energy into the fields of consciousness and affect it and other fields, other people's fields. So the more we keep doing this, the more the dark energy will retreat. You know, just get fried away, back to balance. So this is why, you know, I'm always doing this thing with the orbs. I'm trying to sit there, I'm trying to do things and bring my energy in, and then working on. You've got to do the work yourself. We're here to guide people, but people have got to do the work. You've got to do it yourself. You can't cheat the initiation. It's like a bit of a test we've been on the hero journey. You can't cheat this part of it, of going back to heart. You've got to do the work yourself. You know, people do it in different ways. We're escaping the prison mind matrix, because that's what it is. It's been a mind matrix. It's been a prison of the mind, of how they've, you know, tricked us, hijacked us, put illusions out there through the news and mainstream Hollywood and all that sort of stuff, for what they do. I've got 5G. See, 5G, I think of 5G, and then I think of 5D, and then I think of Tesla. So I'm thinking it could be used for something else, and I'm not even freaking out about that. Everything's about frequency. We are the bridge. What have I done here? Big frequency, big pharma, depression, and seeking medical help. What? Mates. Oh yeah, and I think a lot of people who are going to hit by this are people who are on big pharma, who have depression, who have anxiety, are going to struggle with this as well. This is why I think these other makeshift little places are put up, because people are going to find it hard. I don't know if I will say this right, but what a lot of people don't know is Trump's daughter, is it Ivanka? I can never say her name right. She went to China to do something with I think it's called the Wi-Fi or something, the Huawei, which is like Wi-Fi, like 5G sort of thing. It's a company, and it was a government company, so you know they took that down. And it was and they were also giving the military phones through that I can't say it, Huawei or something company, which was government. And Trump said, no, we're not having them phones for our military, because they would have affected them with the 5G. So she had a picture taken ages ago, but I don't know if people picked up on this, with the Huawei in China. There's white hats in China. They knew about the virus, as Trump said before, the video I showed before about the coronavirus. They knew there's white hats in China. It's all part of the plan. So I don't look at 5G, because people are getting in fear about that. Those people in China falling to the ground, getting in fear about that. When you're in fear, you stay in 5D, and a lot of us are moving away from that. This is the picture that came in the meditation that I scribbled out, which I was showing on Instagram and that, and I wrote a load of stuff down. It's saying, Vibe Tribe, your true power is held within you. Release it. You need to release it. Energetic organism, bodies are responsive to energy field. Your body is responsive, and that's why you are. This is why I drew this. I said we are the pillars of light. We emanate energy and we bring it in. And this is why when I had the meditation, I thought pillar of light. So I drew this picture, and then it turned into this picture, which I'm still finishing off. We are the pillar of light. Some people see this as, I can't remember what you call it, but it's that, you know, with the crown, but this is the lotus. These are the crystalline energies going around us. We move up through our chakras in our different dimensional spaces, let's say, that move us away from lower 3D, and as we rise up to a higher consciousness. We'll be talking about this again, but I saw us as the pillar of light. We're connected to source, which is love. These are the orbs, because that's photonic light coming in anyway, and the white light is the purest white light that holds rainbow colour, so it is from source, and that's what I see a lot of, and they've been so much stronger, and they have been around Trump, because a lot of us seen them in broad daylight orbs. People can go, oh, it's this, that and the other. You believe in that, that's not my timeline. But we are pulling all these energies in, and the higher they go, the more stronger you come. When they're depleted, these do not rise. They don't rise, these energies. That's how I see it. Is you're staying in a lower state of frequency. We're rising, we're ascending, the ascension, the shift, we're shifting within, which brings stuff without, because it is a manifesting place. And if your frequencies are lower, this is where you get depression and stuff like that. If there was any frequencies going out, which they know, it makes you ill. And if people think that's poo-hooey or that's wishy-washy, well, if you don't know, there's certain technologies out there that the army have used, or they've used against the army, where it's a frequency thing put out. I don't know what it's called, but we know it's there if you've researched, and it can hit people in crowds, which is what they might have used when, do you remember the caravan that everyone seems to got about that was coming over to America? That can hit crowds, and it's the frequency that, I don't know if it knocks them off the feet or it sends them the other way. It's through a frequency, because we have our own shield. It affects you. So when people are in fear and they're angry and all that sort of stuff, that's 3D and it's lower, it means your shield's gone down, sort of thing, if you want to look at it that way. So higher frequencies can affect you because you're not standing in your true power. If anyone gets what I'm saying, I'm not really explaining it properly, but I know what I'm saying. And this is why I say you've got to vibe up. Yes, there's a lot of shitty news coming and a lot of not nice stuff that can lower your frequency. That's why you be aware, but you rise back up again. You don't stay in it. Get your emotions out. Like I said, get your emotions out. You're supposed to go through it, but make sure you keep your energies rising, because it rises. We've got the sun there. We've got to source. We've got other photonic light, love light, and I can't remember what I put on there. Waken your true power within. This is what they know. They weaken our frequency through trauma, through all the deception, through fear, because that's all it ever has been. Fear, 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 fear. ISIS, this, I say, oh, well, they've disappeared now, haven't they? All this stuff. So this is the picture that came out of my meditation. We are the pillar of light. We are stronger. When we connect, when we're stronger, when we start going within to heart, green colour, we start aligning to the higher states of consciousness and the higher realms of dimensions, if you want to say, which are within us and then without us, but that's how we connect. So, you know, you get all these streams of light coming in, streaming information to you. Like that woman said, not in channeling something else. And I thought, yeah, I like streaming that information into you. If you didn't see my video yesterday, if you look very carefully when I said my fingers, especially one before that, you can see the sparks coming out my fingers and you can see it emanating out my fingers. That's why it makes me laugh when people say, oh, it's dust. It's like funny looking dust, that. And I don't know when you get dust out of them, like when you start getting, you can feel the power in your fingers. Because I always feel it in my fingertips, so, you know. And then when I sat there and I went like this at the end and all the energy started coming in, because prayer and intentions are very strong. That's why you can do that. So I will be coming with things that we can do. Like I said, prayer is very important now, or intentions, whatever you want to call it, to sit in a quiet place and put some good ass intentions out there. I think they're having a worldwide one tonight. Dolly, they're like time, like, yeah. And I'm on a totally different timeline. I'm in a parallel universe, me, I swear. It's time's going fast. What is time? In a parallel universe to other people, but you do go into that when we're talking about the spiritual side and the consciousness and different levels, because there is levels. It's not anyone above anyone. They come into that, but of consciousness, you go into that parallel pulling where you're like looking at people like, oh my god, like, but they're just not ready to do that yet. They will at some point when their time is. I don't know, but I'm actually glad I can see that, and I'm moving away from that whole not where we are, because we're not, but bringing another timeline in which will change it. You know what I'm talking about, if you know what I'm talking about, but that whole like different way of looking at things, just total different consciousness, and the energies you start to feel when you get into that and you go within yourself and you're doing the work that way. Like everyone's doing the work and everyone's doing the work now in the 3D, but different levels. Like there's the 3D work. I mean, a lady did something today which I thought, yeah, maybe it is like that. There's the 3D work, which is, what did she say? Which is like, I know you would have seen it, Maria, which is like, I thought that makes sense, but what was mad is, because I wrote down what she put, is 1, 2, 3 level, 4, 5, 6 level, 7, 8, 9, and that's the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th. There's that number 7 again, which different states we go in, but I thought, it's funny that, isn't it? Because the numbers that I drew a circle around, you've got the 3D, you've got 1, 2, 3 levels in the 3D, and that's personality, 3. And then you've got 4, 5, 6 at the top of that, 6, because there's 3 in each, and then 7, 8, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, Tesla. What did Tesla know? What was it talking about, the Wrinkle of Time film? So that's interesting, and I thought, yeah, So I think like we say, we're moving to 5th, well, 5th is right there. I think I'm in that zone. And it's beautiful to see your why, your fingers are tingling because your guides are with. Yeah, well, it's all to do with energies, guides, whatever people want to say. That stream of consciousness that's coming in. You know, that's why I've always done a lot of writing. I call it automatic writing, because when I write, I don't even know what I'm writing when I've wrote it. I can't even read it back. I'm like, what? And it's very fast when I do it, but I've always done that. It's just making more and more sense to me with stuff I heard in the past, what people were saying. We're right here now, meant to be doing what we're meant to be doing for what's coming. But like I said, it's not going to be nice. It's not going to be nice at all. But like I said, I'm still going to be here. So if there's anyone upset or anything, you can always, you know, come and chat here to people in chat, because they're lovely. And one thing before I go, I'll just say, it's all for the good of humanity. People might say, what the hell are you talking about? Well, it will be. It is. It needs to be seen, so it gets rid of. It needs to be seen in the light to the world, which it is, so it can never happen again. And then we can all start ascending with a higher consciousness of what we really want in the world. Not all this, you know, fake, rat race, keeping up with the Joneses crap. I mean, proper living through unity and love, and evolving, you know, and being free to be able to make choices, because we have a choice, you know, of what sort of medical advice we want, or, you know, what sort of things we should be able to discuss in schools or whatever, without ridicule and not saying, no, you can't do that. Like, just for instance, flat earthers versus globers. I mean, that doesn't, none of that really matters to me. I think we're on a realm anyway, whatever, but the whole thing about it was we knew we'd been lied to. So, you know, whatever shape we live in doesn't really bother me. There's a lot more stuff going on than that, but just that thing of like, if you were at school, you should be able to look at both angles and see what you want. But I mean, I think all that's coming out anyway, so I don't think that's going to be a problem in the near future, because I do think a lot of things are going to be trickling out slowly. The biggest thing you're going to see is the thing with the kids, and then all the other stuff of disclosure, with all the other truth and disclosure is going to be coming out slowly. A lot of it's going to be within you first. But see, when all these systems are took down, there isn't going to be systems that are stopping people talking about certain truth in communities of what they talk about, you know, bollards up and things that stop them, and gatekeepers that are stopping them from getting stuff out, and people have been picked off and, you know, made to look stupid and this, that and the other, which we all know about in all areas of the truth in community, whatever it is, spiritual, UFO, whatever, because I said to my dad the other day, who knows? I believe in certain galactic things going on. People go, ooh, what do you mean? You're flat? No, I'm not a flat earther. I just think we're on a realm, that's where I think we are, but it doesn't mean that things aren't there or planets aren't real. It just means NASA was lying. We know they were lying about a lot, but actually, what were they lying about? Are we a multiverse, or do we have a solar system and there's many other solar systems? We don't know, because they haven't been showing the truth. I just know now when I look at the stars are twinkling like mad. Venus is massive, beautiful, shining light, more than I've ever seen in my life. Shining red and blue, which if you think about it, negative and the positive, feminine and the masculine, right brain and the left brain, red and blue, is also what's been on the points of the towers that they're saying is a free energy of Tesla. So I'm like, and where did they get that from? Up above. as above, so below. So the free energy that Tesla knew about in the system up there, in the cosmos, whatever you want to call it, it's free energy. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, and purple is red and blue mixed together is purple. That's why the enlightened ones wear a lot of purple, I'd say, because they know about all that. The Merkaba. Yeah, I don't know, it just blows me away, because when you start evolving up to certain levels of consciousness, I just find it amazing, because apart from all this 3D stuff that's going on, that yes, it is happening, there's so much more beautiful things that we're all going to go to when we're ascending in consciousness and we're learning, because you're just constantly learning. And I find that beautiful. It's like I ain't got enough time in the day to be bloody learning everything. So I love all this. Yeah, E.T. phone home, exactly. All this book down here, coming home to heart. So, and no one can say, oh, it's not true because, you know, oh, you believe in alien, believe in this. Well, there could be ETs from, if you're a flat earther, from extra terrain, ETs, extra terrain. They could be living among us that look humanoid. I'm just saying, I think outside the box. I don't care. I'm not afraid of saying things looking stupid, because you can't say you know or don't know. We know nothing really. We know everything. We think we know stuff and we know nothing at all. But humanoid means a head, arms and leg. But they could be coming from somewhere else. I mean, extra, you know, when you go into dimensions and stuff like that, that's totally different anyway. Energy forms and stuff. Yeah, there you go. Favourite colour is purple. Well, I like purple because purple is... Where is it? I don't know if it's it. It's somewhere. I move my crystals about all the time, but my birthstone is purple because it's known to be a spiritual colour, because it's the red and blue, spiritual. I'm a Piscean, and we're known to be empathic, and we do get upset because we're a water sign. We're going into we're in the age of Aquarius. We're going into it. It wasn't like we went into it. It's waves of rippling in, which makes me laugh now, because I just think, yeah, as above, so below, water's above, water's below, watery, emotional, but emotional for a good reason. And it's a spiritual colour, and if you know about Pisces, they're meant to be, you know, quite highly spiritual and intuitive, even though we've all got it. And it's funny that the people I've linked up with, like, I'm sure Prime Disclosure's Piscean, I might be wrong. I know Ralph off Infinite Waters is a Piscean. There's just loads of people I've realised, they're going, oh yeah, I'm a Piscean. I'm like, no way. But then I get it. I get that you're a Piscean, because it seems to be watery times at the minute, if anyone gets what I'm saying. Apparently Jesus was Pisces, apparently. Don't know if that's true, as the story goes with Jesus. I don't know, but apparently somebody said. Or something bonkers like that, I don't know. Yeah, so a lot of people have been linking up with the Piscean, so I find that quite like... I think Lady V is off Holistic Realm Media. I'm not sure, but I just know a lot of people have linked up with them, they've gone and said the star sign of Piscean. I'm like, Piscean family in the house. So anyway, Vibe Tribe, because that's what you all are. Yeah, so you're in two worlds at the minute, Christopher Lees. You've like got them on that channel, and then you're watching me a bit like this. So you're in a parallel universe. See? You've got to have a bit of the 3D and a bit of the other. But what I will say before I go is, my moon is in Pisces. Yeah, what I will say before... Oh, hang on, you just reminded me. I'll pull a card out, and then before I go, I just want to say, we know this is coming. We know this is gonna come out anyway. But I just want you to know, just make sure you don't get too involved in it, as in too in with it, where your brain, you know, you can look at it and then you can come away from it for a bit. You can look at it and come away. Just make sure you're having time. This time on lockdown was the calm, like we said, the calm, because the storm's here. It's the calm to get into things like start meditating or getting into things that are going to calm you down, because you're going to need a bit of this. Like, that's why I did a bit of yoga this morning. I did morning yoga, and it did work. It took me out of, because I was feeling a bit tetchy this morning. I'd said a few things to a few people, and I don't think it was that. It was just the energy that was resonating. Then when I was finding this stuff out this morning, I thought, oh yeah, that's what I think it was. This energy of this big build up of what's coming. Yeah, Vibe Tribe. So depends what the question is. So yeah, I'll just be holding space over here, basically, like a lot of other channels are doing, you know, doing it the way they need to do it to keep people a bit calmer. But I do know yeah, it's going to be hard. But like I said, just put in your mind that though we're going to see a lot of crap and craziness and people and family and friends and everything all over the world, remain focused on the point of there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's light at the end of the tunnel this, there's light at the end of the tunnel with this. I've talked about 5G. I don't feed into it. I think 5G, 5G. Trump's mentioned 5G ages ago, 6G. They know about it. I just think more, if anything's going up, I just think Tesla power free energy. They know about all of that, but if you're not into queuing that you don't know about, that's fine. But I just don't feed into it because I find it, anything that I think puts people into fear, it's like being aware of stuff. People regurgitating it. I'm just like, it just doesn't, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying I don't feed into it because there's a lot of facts looking at that it's not meant to be as strong, and if it can be switched on, it can be switched off, or it can be neutralised. And all I'm thinking is Tesla. So what's coming with the generators, these things that might be going up with points on, that's a bit like Nikola Tesla. So they're going to be bringing free energy to the earth, Passover. Free energy is coming anyway with the whole Tesla thing. So that's how I think of it. Not saying that's a God's honest truth, but that's what comes into my mind and my heart of what I believe is going on right now. And I don't look into any of that because there's a lot of people looking at a lot of that, and then, you know, 1 minute they're all fearing at the virus, the next minute the next thing is everyone's talking about 5G, so then they're in fear of that, like, oh, it affects the virus with that. I don't believe in the virus. I believe it's the flu. And even if the cabal put it out as a high thingy flu, yes, it could have morphed. At the end of the day, yes, it's not nice. Yes, people have died, but the numbers are not correct. And we don't need the government to tell us to wipe your nose. Not go around to friends and family's houses when you're ill, because like I said, I would normally do that anyway. I don't go around to my son's nana who has a weaker chest when I'm ill. My son was ill 3 weeks ago and had a high temperature for 4 days and didn't eat for 4 days at the age of 5. I did what I normally do with him when he normally gets this twice a year, and he was fine. And there's other people out saying there, we don't even have viruses. They're dead inside us. It's what's man-made. So yes, they are, yeah, we all know they were trying to depopulate us because that's what they tried. But there is an alliance who knew what they were trying to do at the same time. So while they've been trying to put the virus out, I will say, Trump and the Q team and the alliance have done spinned it. So when you look at what Trump's saying, they all think all this shit's going on with the virus and that everything's being locked down because of the virus. And they can't, but really, a lot of it's to do with going after them. And when Trump's talking about the invisible enemy, he's talking about them. But he has to play it to the mainstream media, play the game, play the movie, play the theatre, so they don't pick up on everything of what day it's going to be. Trump ain't going to stand there and go, right, I've got you all. So on this day and this day, I'm coming for you and you, because they're going to try and do one. That's what it's all about, playing the game, being a genius, and keeping them thinking. And that's what it's done. That's even with Q. We've got Q boards, we've read this, we've read that. You've got people decoding it. But at the end of the day, disinformation is needed, as always said. And people have different opinions on things, which is good, because then they get a bit confused. But it's April Fool's Day today, and the joke's on them. No more are you going to fool the world like you did, laughing at us all, because you're going to have egg on your face, literally. Easter's going to be a time, and they did say it was going to hot up in summer. Not just mean it's going to be a hot summer, which I think we're going to have glorious weather in summer. Just because, remember, this thing isn't just going to come out with the kids, like, start rolling out now, or Easter, or whatever it is, of however I'm not putting a date on it because you can't do that. It's going to be rolling out this year with all the other stuff, because it's not just about the kids, but that's one of the main fabulous things that, you know, we pray for, even though it's going to be hard to see. But there's many other things, and there's many other glorious things coming after that. So we're just going to keep rolling on forward, and we're going to keep a strong spirit. That's what they tried to break. It's all good because God wins. Exactly. So we all know it will work out for the better in the end, even though the dark bits are being brought into the light. We got told this, dark to light, how many times dark to light? The dark is coming to the light, which meaning you're going to see it. The people are going to see it. The public who are asleep are going to see it. They have to see it. So let's pull a card. The plan to save the world comes to light. Boom. Exactly. So just hold strong and just know that you're probably going to be seeing things and hearing things that you know. Right, the cards that came out for me this morning were, where are they? Oh, have I lost them now? Oh no, they're over there. Were Transformation. This card keeps coming out because it is a transformation. It will be a transformation in everyone realising what they've been contributing to and doing. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Well, things are changing at a cellular level. You know, the orbs and the light and your energy. Deep healing. DNA change. You know when I said I had a funny feeling in my stomach this morning and I felt a bit, because it was this energy of what's coming. It was that trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? And then I had the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. A lot of people are going to think this is happening to them. It's not. It's happening for you. Disconnecting again. This release of trauma that's coming to the world anyway is happening for people. It's going to help them. I know it sounds mad. Go within in the end and ascending higher consciousness and all that lovely stuff that people will end up realising on the fool's journey, you know. In Rama or something, it says, where are you being called to journey to? Back home to heart. I know where I'm personally journeying to. The waters. And then came in, which I just thought was lovely. The blue again. It's a mermaid. Ming Takan. I don't know if I've said that right, but a lot of you will love this. Longing for home, heart. Belonging, the original light workers. Yeah, that's the thing, verse writer. What have you said there? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. My sons have disowned me because they were brought into the programme and hate President Trump. Heartbreaking, but I cannot. The thing is, you've got to remember before we go is, all the people who don't like him, whatever, family disowned you, they'll soon be coming back to you because they're going to see the truth. And this is going to stop the division. Like they said, this is going to stop the divide. And then people are going to wake up. And then family's going to start coming back and friends are going to start going, oh, I had it the other day where someone said sorry to me and they said that they apologised. They didn't realise it was that deep. Just looked at the yes, about 3 similar videos of hospital, just proves it. Oh, sorry, what was the video saying? Well, it's like I said, a lot of people are filming the videos now all over the world that they're quiet, but also there's these makeshift ones. And I'll just say again, if anyone's just come in, I do believe that's for people's mental state or these kids that get rescued or something like that. It's not to do with the virus, that virus. Yeah, they'll snap out of their DT. Yeah, so empty hospitals, exactly. So if people aren't scratching their heads now, they will be doing, because people are banging that stuff out everywhere of the hospitals. And this is why I said at the beginning of this virus, I was like, I'm going outside, I'm getting in the sun, because it's not to do with what they're saying it's to do with. I'm getting in the sun why I could, because the weather's gone a bit off again, funnily enough, because, you know, a bit of a dark time coming. So I'm glad I got that sun, why I did. But basically, I believe it was to keep us in for what's coming, because the world needs to see, as I said, JFK, the world's watching when the world turns. So, yeah, we all need to see this worldwide, and then we're all going to be in unity. You know, that divide's going to come back in again. Separation, back again. Yeah, so I'd just like to say, remember, there's loads of channels out there, me, others that you know, loads of people. This is where, you know, the channels that you go to the channels, why this is happening, you know, and talk to people in the chat, because you know where to go, you know what channels you love to watch. I'm not saying who you watch or where to go, and you know that these are places and other channels that you can go, and you've got great people who are in chat, because you know a lot of people have always said from the beginning, oh, I can't talk to my family. Well, you will be talking to your family soon, because they'll be coming to you. But in the meantime, this is where, you know, in my chat and in others' chats, that you can go and you know, you can talk to people, and you know, if you're feeling anxious or sad, or, you know, and with what's coming, hopefully we're still on the net, that we can still come in and talk. I'm just going to be doing chats in here as well, where we can just come and talk if anyone's feeling a bit or, you know, very, very upset with about to see. And all the people that don't normally watch me and thought I was mad with you and the stuff that's going on, just know when to retreat away, is that the right word? When to retreat away from things, and when to be aware. Be aware, but don't be all up in it, because it will. You need to store your energy up as well. Like I said, the most important thing to me is be aware. It's awareness, but you don't have to be up in it all, because up in it all will, with what's coming, it's going to really deplete your energy. So get vibing on stuff, get meditating, get a little routine together, or some sort of ritual routine I'm talking about, not that ritual, of something you can do every morning, like a meditation. Like I did 10 minutes of yoga today, pulled everything out. I felt so much better after, because I was a bit tetchy, and I'm not normally like that, but I think it's because I'm feeling all the energies and of that's coming in. And I don't mean the energies, I mean the energies of people. I can feel how they're going to be, these ones. We know how they're going to wake up when they haven't known. Maybe a bit of yoga, a bit of meditating, even if it's just for 10 minutes, something that you can, when you start seeing this news, you can pull away and you can go and do 10 minutes of meditation, or 15 minutes or an hour, whatever it is. You can start realigning with yourself again and the energies within you, and then you can go back. You can't be sitting in it completely and depleting all that energy, because it's a frequency. You know what I'm talking about, and I'll be talking about it again. But anyway, I don't know how long I've been on for. How long have I been on for? Right. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to carry on watching a few things to give me a bit of good vibes, because I've just seen all that this morning and yesterday and had that vibe of that was what was coming. So I'm not going to go and watch a load of stuff about it. You know, there's people reporting that, and there'll be people reporting about it over the next, whatever, constantly reporting on it, great news channels and that. So that's all there for everybody. But I'm going to be aware, retreating, back in, back out. But I'm doing my next, can't tell the colour on it, meditation cushion for, I don't know if you're still in, Maria. And then I think the lady who wants this still wants it, but it's going to be there. I'll be asking her, because, no, that's the other one. So I'm going to be doing that and putting together some little bracelets, like this little pink one, which is rose quartz for love, healing, these little mini ones with a little heart on. I'm going to be making some of them up. So yeah, and PayPal's in there if anyone wants to give a coffee donation. That's up to you or not. And yes, this is the the cup I got the other day when I went shopping, when I was dying to laugh in the middle of Morrison's at just the reaction, because as I was walking around, it came on the radio thing. Thank you for this great time in this crisis of, I just thought. And then the song came in. This is what made me laugh. I was dying to laugh. I was like, oh, I need to ring my sister. Let me see if I can find it. I had to type it to her because I couldn't remember the name of the song. What's his face came on? Elton John, which we all know, But anyway, an Elton John song came on, and it was and it's exactly what I was thinking. It was, yeah, I'm wild and free. But I went to the till and I thought, I'm buying that mug. It says wild and free. And the woman at the till went, are you wild and free? I went, I'm free, me. I said, all this palaver. I said, I'm not feeding into any of it. Free-minded me. Free. I went, I'm free-spirited. So, there's me with a new mug, wild and free. So, I sent her, oh, what song was it? It was... and she's all over everything, my sister, now. She's making me laugh. Still looking for it. Where is it? Oh, that was the sun the other day, a picture I took, and you can see the thing round it. The corona is round it, but yeah, I don't think you'll be able to pick it up on here. It was round there and it had yellow and rainbow colours, but that's a picture I took out my bedroom window, and I can see it. Where's the... Why do you hate looking for things when they disappear? Oh yeah, there it is. So the song that came in the shopping was Two Hearts in a Separate World. And I thought, that's how I feel. Two hearts in a separate world, bonkers. And And then my mum made me laugh the other day. She went, "This better be coming out, Janine. This better be coming out. Are you ready for it?" My mum, mothership, said to me, "You know, I've been trying to wake her up for ages, and it's nearly been 3 years with you know, the whole Q thing, and I've done her head in from the beginning because she thought I was going mad and thought I needed to go in a white jacket. Now she's seen a few things, but she keeps going, it better." She said the other day, "Yeah, well, it better happen because I've been waiting 3 years for this nearly." I went, "You've been waiting?" I went, what do you mean you've been waiting?" I went, "I've been waiting." I went, "I've been shooting." And she burst out laughing. I went, "Oh my God." I told my dad, he was like, "What?" I went, "Oh, that'll be it now." She'd be like, "Yeah, I knew it. She didn't. But it was pretty funny. Just let me see what. Oh, was it Two Hearts by Phil Collins? What am I talking about? Was it Phil Collins? Now, this is funny because I had a Phil Collins song come up in my head the other year or so ago. So let's see this. I just need to read the song out now because that's what I heard. We all would watch. Let's see. Let's remember these lyrics. "Well, there was no reason to believe she'd always be there. But if you don't put faith in what you believe in, it's getting you nowhere." No, it doesn't. That's what I've always said. Have faith, people. People have lost the faith a lot within themselves as well. Because it hurts. You never let go. Don't look down, just look up. Because she's always there. Two behind you, just to remind you. Two hearts believing in just one mind. You know where two hearts believing in just one mind. Because there's no easy way to understand it. There's so much of my life in her. And it's like I'm blinded. And it teaches you to never let go. There's so much love you'll never know. She can reach you no matter how far, wherever you are. I sort of see that as source or whatever myself. Two hearts believing in just one mind, beating together till the end of time. That reminds me of like your higher self, you and your higher self. Me, myself and I. You know where two hearts believing in just one mind, together forever till the end of time. She knows, she knows, she knows. No matter how far apart we are, she knows I'm always right there beside her. And yeah, anyway. Yeah, I don't know, just have to read that out because that's what came on in the at the time it came on in when I was shopping. I was just thinking, oh my God, I'm in a parallel universe. I rang my dad, Waxman, and I went, oh my God, I feel like I'm in a parallel universe. I'm like in Zombieville. I'm like parallel universe, and then that song came in, two hearts in one mind, and I thought, yeah. So, what day is it? What day is it? Tuesday. Don't even know what day it is, what time it is, what year it is, what month it is. I'm not actually taking any bloody notice of nothing. In a sense, that's why I'm just like, time just seems to just go like that. Anyway, I'm going to go and watch something now and chill out. I'm not going to watch any of the stuff that's coming out because this is what I thought was coming out, but I will be keeping my eyes on the water with the boats, and when that erupts, I will be watching a bit. I will be aware, but I'll also be you know, doing my thing. But that's personally what I think's going on. Not saying I'm absolutely correct, but within me, that's what I feel is going on. And it makes total sense. If you've just come in, you might have to watch from the beginning, but to me it does. And if you've seen a lot of Twitter accounts and all that stuff now, you might start thinking, oh yeah, it makes sense now. So I guess we're going to see. You're welcome, but I'll just say keep strong in heart and mind and spirit, because this is going to be, like I was speaking to Maria before, it's going to be hard for the people who knew, but we don't know at the extent, because if we see any pictures or footage of things, it is going to be heartbreaking. So we're saying we're strong, but it's still going to affect us, but it's knowing what to do and how to act when you see that's the biggest advice I can give you, is to retreat and slow down and take time out and do something. If it's a hot, you know what I mean, to try and detach a little bit, because the more you stay in it, the more the pain, you're just going to get a lot of pain. Thanks Q, sweet Dolly, light and love to all, and remember, if you sing to the Son of Love, and thanks for, yeah, exactly, that's why I've been doing a lot of meditation. And that's why I wanted to show that yesterday, whether, you know, people believe it or not. there's many things happening on many levels. So, you know, to be the change we have to go within, to see the change we have to see it in the light, as hard as it is. And that is like when you have a Kundalini awakening anyway, you have to bring up all the stuff in yourself, which it is going to bring a lot of shit up in people. People are going to be triggered with a lot of things that's gone in their life as well. It's like a world Kundalini awakening. And when you have a Kundalini awakening, you're seeing all the things you don't want. You're breaking away from different jobs. You're breaking away from people doing all this. It's very like, it is destructive, but it has to be destructive to destruct that system. But it's also a system within yourself. So I know a lot of you'll get what I'm saying, even though I think I don't know, like I don't think you understand what I'm saying, but I know you do. So it is a destruction of our old self, breaking that cast, and a cast that's been put on us in the mental mind prison we've been in. So yes, we have to see the shit in the dark, the evil, bring it into the light and go, all right, so this is what we don't want to be a part of. Right, let's heal this situation, put that back, and let's go into balance. So I will see you soon. Where we go, one we go all. Vibe up, the Vibe Up Tribe. Keep vibing. And I will see you, you'll probably see me tomorrow. You'll see me at some point. I try to be like, yeah, I'm going to stay off, but I think the stronger it comes in with all that, I'll be about. So see you all very soon. And yeah, bye.